I got a question the other day about quoting. Specifically, how do we quote? Do we quote in person or do we quote on the phone? Well, back when I first started out, this is how I quoted, and I thought it was the bee's knees. I thought this was the best way to quote. I thought it was the only way to quote, and that was to go out in person every single time. So what I did is I set up a day every week to go out and give estimates, to go out and give quotes. So one day, for instance, it was one week it was a Wednesday, and I booked my schedule completely full, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with nothing but estimates, nothing but quotes for Wednesday. And then the next week I did it on a Thursday, the next week I did it on a Friday. My thought was if Wednesday didn't work for someone, possibly Friday would work for them the next week, and kind of moving forward from there. I thought this was the best possible way and the only way to do estimates because I felt like I had to go out and turn on some sort of charm for people to hire me. And I'm pretty sure that some of you guys can relate to this, that when you're talking about giving estimates, doing it in person just feels right. It feels like this is what I need to do. I need to kind of put on a show. I would always tell myself, if people just saw me, if people just heard me speak and heard me speak about the work that I did and how great of a job I would do, then they would have no other choice but to hire me. But in reality, this is how it went, and it took me years to actually figure out a new method to actually change things. So what I would do is I would go out on a Wednesday at 8 a.m. and I would talk to the person in person, say, hey, Jill, nice to meet you. What do you got going on? They would walk me around their house for probably 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. I would have my little notepad and I would be taking notes, taking pictures along the way. And then at the end of that 45-minute session, I would say, okay, Jill, I'm going to go back to my office. I'm going to work you up an estimate and I'm going to send this to you in a day or two. That's how it went. And sometimes people would be like, oh, can you just give me a ballpark right now? And we'll get more into this a little bit later, but can you just give me a ballpark right now? And be like, well, I really need to crunch these numbers. I need to talk it over with my wife, and I need to make sure that, everything is correct before I send it over to you. In reality, I was too afraid to deliver the bad news right there because I was afraid of getting a no. And that was something that really caused me to change a lot of things down the road. Anyways, I'd go back to the office, I'd work up this really long estimate, it'd be really great, and I'd think it over. I would second guess myself and I'd be like, that's a little too expensive, I better lower this, I better lower that. And it'd be a really great estimate and I'd send it over to them. Nothing but crickets. I'd never heard back from them. I would try calling them, they wouldn't answer the phone. I would try emailing them, they would not email back. I tried texting them, they wouldn't text back. Forever. I never heard back from so many people that I gave good quality estimates to, that I negotiated with myself on the price so I could give them the best price possible. So many people that I went out, shook their hands, did a little tap dance for them, and showed them that I was the best in the business. So many people never called me back. I have subsequently changed my process, and now we do about 95% of our quotes and estimates over the phone. So we never actually go out and meet the person. Sometimes the first time we actually meet the person is when we show up to do the work. Our technician, when they show up to do the work. That's not always the case. Sometimes we do go out and we give in-person estimates, but there's a much more strict way of doing that so that we can be higher on the sales process when we actually give them an estimate. Basically, the way that our sales system works right now is people call our CSR, call our secretary, and if it's a good lead, she runs them through a baseline of questions, just kind of filter them out, where are you located, what kind of work you need done, blah, blah, blah. And if she deems that they are a good client and they have, big enough work, she transfers the phone call over to our estimator, Rich, who accepts the phone call and says, hey, this is Rich with Honestly Handyman. Thank you so much for calling. Walk me through what you need. And he will walk them through what they need right there. He will get an idea of what they need done. And if he doesn't need pictures on it, say if it's not fence or rot repair or something like this, if it's something like a kitchen faucet and a ceiling fan, super simple stuff. You don't need pictures for that stuff. So he will give them a quote right there on the phone. And we actually have a whole sales script. So we have an exact script of everything that he talks about, everything that he says to the client, kind of walks them through the sales process, keeping himself in charge of the conversation. And then at the end of the phone call, and again, these phone calls are maybe 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes at the max. At the end of the phone call, he says, do you mind if we talk about what the investment's going to look like for this project? And obviously, there are some caveats. Like if we get out there and we, see that it's completely different, then we're going to stop and we're going to have a conversation about that. But by and large, if this work is correct, the way that you're explaining to me, we're looking at $650 or whatever it is, $1,000, $500, $200, whatever it is. The price doesn't matter. But delivering that straight up on the phone, you've only been talking to this person for, let's say, 15 minutes at the most. You're delivering a price to them. This is the huge filter to filter these people out. If you give them a price up right then, say, okay, we're looking at about $650 to get this project done. That'll tell you a whole heck of a lot right there, because they are on the phone, they're gonna give you some sort of an answer. My thing that I always coach people is that you give them a price and you shut up. You don't say another word. Hey guys, I want to let you guys know about some amazing Black Friday deals that are going on right now. From now until December 1st, 2023, there are 2 Black Friday deals that I really want you to know about. The first one is Nice Job. Nice Job is a review ask platform that we've talked about a whole lot on this channel, but Nice Job right now is giving away 2 months at 50% off of their normal charge, and it is absolutely fantastic. So if you've been thinking about setting up a review ask platform and been thinking about Nice Job, right now is the time to sign up for them. And I will put a link in the description below where you can sign up and get that offer. I'm telling you, sign up now, you will not regret it. Our reviews have skyrocketed since we've started using Nice Job. It has been absolutely fantastic. Now the second Black Friday deal also goes from now until December 1st, 2023. It is for the Handyman Academy. The Handyman Academy is my coaching group, and right now we are offering 50% off for the first 2 months of a new Handyman Academy membership. So go check that out. Again, we'll put a link in the description below with a coupon code so that you can get access to that sale. All right, without any further ado, let's get back to today's video. So the price we're looking at here is about $650. And then you give them crickets, right? It may be awkward silence, and then they're gonna respond, they're gonna be like, oh man, that is much more than I was thinking. What are you thinking? Right? And then there, you already have your answer. Like, that's great. Be like, well, this is our price. If you want it to be lower, we could definitely take off the ceiling fan. That'll bring you down to whatever it'll bring you down to. And you can try and lower the scope of work to match your price. Never lower your price to match the scope of work. So it gives you some ability to actually work with the client and figure out if they are the right clientele for you, because we don't even write up the estimate anymore, type it up online until we get a verbal okay from the client. So when you tell them, okay, we're looking at $650, like, sounds great, let's do it, and then by then through the sales script, you already have a time that you're gonna be going out and doing that work. You've already talked to them about availability, your next Wednesday, 9 a.m., whatever it is. So once they verbally okay that, you're like, okay, great. Here's the process. I will work up an estimate for you. I'll send it over to you. We do require a 10% deposit, which will hold your spot on the calendar. And then we'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Super simple. Then you send over the estimate. They pay the deposit. You convert it to a work order. They accept the work order. Bam. You're out there next Wednesday at 9 a.m. getting paid. Now there is another way to do it. If people still want us to come out in person, we will gladly do that, but we always give an estimate over the phone first. So if someone needs some work done, we give them a ballpark over the phone. So say, looks like we're gonna be about $650, but if you would still like me to come out, I could definitely do that. We do charge a $100 consultation fee that gets added to the job if we decide to move forward. That is another filter to get their skin in the game. If they have verbally accepted the $650, but they squawk at the $100 consult fee, then you know that they're just trying to get a price from you and they're not actually serious about hiring you as their handyman. Because if they verbally accept the $650 and they're like, why are you gonna charge me a $100 consult fee? I'm not paying that. But it gets moved on towards the actual job if they choose to accept. The only reason they don't want to pay the $100 up front is because they don't actually want to hire you as a handyman. If they want to hire you and they like your price of $650, they will gladly pay $100 because that's like a deposit. So they're like, sure, why not? I'm going to have you come over next Wednesday at 9 a.m. anyways. So what's $100 now? That's perfectly fine. Come on over. So by setting up a sales process, it really guarantees that you get to work with the clients that want to work with you. You don't have to spend all day going out and tap dancing for clients trying to get their business. You're actually dealing with them over the phone and you're delivering the news that they need to know. Because at the end of the day, they call you because they want to know, can you do it? What's the price you can do it for? And when can you do it? They don't really care about anything else than that. So if you could deliver them those 3 things right over the phone, you're golden and you've saved yourself a whole lot of time. And at the end of the day, time is money. So it's huge. It's a win-win for everyone. It doesn't waste their time. It doesn't waste your time. And at the end of the day, it gets down to the nitty-gritty right away. Day 59 of our 100-day video challenge. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving holiday. We had a fantastic Thanksgiving. We spent the day with our family, and then we actually went out to Sonora for a couple days. Went and saw a Christmas parade there. Some of our cousins were staying at the same hotel as us. So it was a fantastic time. Then we went to a Christmas tree farm and we helped our cousins pick out a Christmas tree, and then we came home and set up our fake tree because we're not really set up to have a real tree at the moment. But super fun, super magical. We got our kids some Christmas jammies and we gave them to them tonight. So super great Thanksgiving. Now I'm looking forward to the Christmas season. Feeling really good about that. So I would love to hear a little bit about your Thanksgiving and some of your plans going into this next week. Drop me a comment in the comment section below. I would absolutely love to hear it. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening.